Hello, everyone, and welcome. So, I think I'm going to pivot a little bit of my usual content. This has been coming up in my spirit for some time to talk about manifestations and going back into that lane. Now, if you didn't know, that's what I originally started with was manifestation tricks and tips and sharing it. That was my first foray into Instagram and YouTube and all that good stuff. And I left it alone for a while because as a spiritual person, you grow, right? Yes, okay. So you grow and you have to move with the time, so to speak. And now here we are. I'm being called once again to speak about manifestation and how it can help you and how to incorporate it into your life. So, for a lot of us, dealing in, just living in the world, we've had our ups and downs, we've had our fair share of disappointments, and we had our thoughts of this shit doesn't work, this shit is not for me. I've even heard as far as this is some white people shit. This is not for us, meaning us of a darker hue. But I'm here to say it is for us all, and we all just need to know how to wield it, use it, and use it for our best interests. And sometimes it's not about whether or not it's going to work, it's whether or not the technique that you've decided to use is the right technique for you. Now, there's a lot of techniques out there, but the first technique that I will always encourage anyone to try, especially if you've been feeling down and out, is the law of assumption. I love this one, and here's why. The reason I love the law of assumption so much is because the law of assumption doesn't really ask much of you. The law of assumption just challenges you to believe. That's it. It's not asking you to do affirmations. It's not asking you to have happy thoughts. It's not asking you to just be happy and believe. You're kind of believing. You're making an assumption, right? Just like we do every single day. We have the assumption that, oh, this isn't going to work well for me. So we assume it won't. And then naturally, what happens is it does. We're assuming all day, every day. So why not? Let's just assume something for our benefit instead of to our detriment. And at the end of the day, what could it hurt? Right? You're just going to make an assumption that is only going to benefit you. So, how do we use the law of assumption? Well, I'm not going to throw you into the deep end. We're going to just do an experiment, you and we're going to see where did this assumptive energy, this assumptive thought take us. So, like Abraham Hicks says, it's just as easy to manifest a button as it is a castle, right? So if you believe that a castle is well within your reach and you can assume to have that be an experience that you want to have in your life, then go for it. But for the rest of us, something small. I'm not going to say a button, but something small. For me, I'm going to have the assumption that, you know what, I really want a chocolate chip cookie. I'm going to assume that this will be in my experience, whether I buy it for myself or someone buys it for me. Now, I know you're probably rolling your eyes like a chocolate chip cookie. You could ask for anything you want, but you're going to ask for a chocolate chip cookie. I'm just saying this so you can understand that your assumption can be on anything. You can have the assumption that you want a chocolate chip cookie, or you can have an assumption that you want somebody to give you $1. I don't know, it's up to you. But I would say to start small so you can actually be aware of how it feels to assume something, how it feels to know without a shadow of a doubt this is something that could come to you. Now, I know for me, when I first learned about this law, I had to choose something that I felt comfortable bringing into my life, and not just into my life, but having the knowledge that if this comes to me, this is something that I really want, this is something that I assume that I can get, and this is something that I'll be happy with when I do get it. Because if we're going to keep it all the way a buck, Here comes my New York coming out. But if we're going to keep it all the way honest, you know, there's times when we make ourselves small, make ourselves not assume for the best, we assume for the worst. So we prepare for the worst instead of assuming for the best. So, in order to train ourselves to really have that assumption, to have that thought that not only is this here for me, but I deserve it as well. And again, it doesn't have to be airy fairy, great feeling thoughts about it. It's just that willingness to have that assertive feeling deep inside that this is something that I deserve, that I want, and I'm going to assume that is mine. So let's start small. So tell me what it is that you're going to assume to bring into your experience today. Let me know what it is that you've brought into your experience that you manifested. And of course, if this series resonates with you and you want to hear more, I'm just going to still do it. But if there is something else that you want to talk about, let me know in the comments. If not, I will see you next time. We're still going to keep doing the same things, when we're going to go live and all that stuff. But this is just something a little bit extra that I wanted to share with you guys. It's been heavy on my mind, and I've been meaning to put this video out for some time. So my good sister friend actually pushed me to do it. So I hope this helps. And of course, I'm going to delve deeper into the law of assumption, but I just really felt like I needed to put this out into the forefront and talk about it. So I will talk to you guys later.